It was intense. I think after I finished the first Mortal Kombat, I said I hadn't done a movie where I had to fight so much. And the second movie, it's that times three or four. Hey AsiaOne, I'm Ludi Lin, and I play Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat II.
Let's go, baby.
You, Johnny Cage, are a part of this now.
So in Mortal Kombat II, Liu Kang's story picks up right after the first movie when he's lost Kung Lao and they've won the pre-tournament, but now they're preparing for the tournament. He's still one of the strongest fighters in the Earthrealm's champion, and he's just getting ready for the fight. For me, it's got to be when the day we finished the fight between Liu Kang and Kung Lao, because we shot that fight for an entire week. Both me and Max were just completely exhausted, injured after we wrapped that fight, and we're just so happy to know that it's in the can and we won't have to do it again. And I can't wait for everyone to see it. It was intense. I think after I finished the first Mortal Kombat, I said I hadn't done a movie where I had to fight so much. And the second movie, it's that times three or four. The choreography was a lot more complicated, also a lot more beautiful, a lot more exciting. As you know, there's so many fights in the movie. There's like 20-something fights in the movie, so many fatalities that we have to figure out. So training was intense, but also the energy was also just so much more amped up as well. Okay, so I don't know who's like the big brother or sister on set, but Joe's the uncle. Not even on set, more like off set, because I think we all just go to his room. You know, he's always got a DJ table set up, he's got some lighting effects, and yeah, every single time when we have a hangout, we just go to his room. I remember one night, maybe it was close to wrap, when we stayed up just celebrating, and then we saw the sunrise coming up from the ocean because we were shooting this in Australia, and it's beautiful, it's perfect scenery, and then we start smelling something so good and hearing someone cooking, and we look back and it's Joe making nasi goreng in the kitchen, and he's frying up the egg and cooking the noodles for everyone, and we're dead tired, and eating this food all together, watching the sunrise was the most beautiful moment. I feel like Anna, who plays Queen Sindel, is probably the baby, because she's just the most gentle soul, and you just want to protect her, you know? And I remember when we went to set to watch Anna play Queen Sindel, we were all shocked, especially after her transformation, because she's such, like I said, she's such a baby. She's so gentle. She's like a little chinchilla. And then as the Queen Sindel, her voice changed, her physicality, everything changed. It's shocking. For me, you know, I usually put the challenges I've been through in life. Liu Kang was an orphan, brought into the temple underneath Raiden, and for me, I wasn't an orphan, but I've been alone in a lot of stages of my life, you know, studying in Australia and having to learn new things, going through constant challenges, including bullying, including learning how to fight. So put some of that history into Liu Kang, and of course the martial arts training also helps when you're building a character that's just constantly fighting. And how we're different, I think Liu Kang is a lot more pure than I am, you know? I think his heart is full of light, and he has just one mission, one thing that he lives for, is to fight for Earthrealm, is to obey Raiden, and just to serve out his purpose. As for me, sometimes I'm in my head a lot, I think a lot, and I want different things, and that's how we're different. He's very sure of himself, and I'm figuring it out. I have to travel a lot, so jet lag at a certain hour, I definitely have no chi left. And then sometimes the internet can suck the chi out of me. There's so much going on that's sad, you know? Especially, you know, being in the States and being involved in all the political news is a lot. Yeah, I feel great. I feel like Chinese culture doesn't just come from China anymore. It comes from the Chinese diaspora all over the world, right? Places like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. To have that kind of inclusivity, I think it makes Asians in North America feel less separate. You know, for them to connect to something. It doesn't even have to be Chinese. I mean, everyone's into K-pop now, K-drama, you know, J-pop, J-drama, everything. Everything is a celebration of Asian culture. I really love going to the museums here. Not like knowing the history of Singapore, even though it's such a like a young country, the history is already so fascinating. But yeah, like chili crab is great, black pepper crab, white pepper crab, some of the steamed fish here. The durian is amazing. Yeah, anything for me, anything that's natural, I'll definitely eat. And if it's not, you know, I'll taste it, and it's yeah, it's still great. Yeah, I love the Singaporean fans here. The last time I was here, I was at the Fort Canning Hotel and ran into a lot of people that were fans in the street. Singaporean has a surprisingly but a really good film history. You know, like your indie films are great. The film festival's a lot of fun. Going to that, I know a lot of people that have seen my work, and certainly I hope I'll meet even more people after Mortal Kombat 2 comes out. I hope a lot of Singaporeans go out to watch it. Bye, AsiaOne. See you in the theaters.